What's going on, guys? Welcome to my full Inventor print tutorial on the Anet A8. I'm going to be explaining to my best ability how to get Inventor files to print on this bed. So first, what I like to start off with is, if you've set up everything, the hotbed has been calibrated correctly. These are things that are really important. If you're not sure, go back, really take your time on the calibration bed, or you're just gonna be losing plastic. I mean, the prints are gonna come out just terribly. Anyway, once you got the whole calibration process done, and you know that try printing a test file that comes with your micro USB. Do that first, and if things come out well, then you can move on to Inventor. But once you're starting on, you should always just start with quick settings anytime you're about to print a file, and you should preheat PLA or preheat ABS. Whatever plastic you're using, just check. If you're not sure, just check on the side of your filament, and mine is PLA, so I'm going to be preheating PLA. So this little fan should turn off. And sorry if I'm oversimplifying steps, but I mean, it's just pretty important. And you should take notice of what temperature your hotbed, this stands for hotbed, that's 60 degrees Celsius, and your extruder is going to be at 190. This is going to come in, it's going to be important later on. It's going to make sure, it's really going to help you guys out, not get a headache. Now, let's move on to Inventor. First step here should be, you should have an Inventor file, something you want to print. What I have here is a half an inch by half an inch by half an inch cube. And it doesn't have to be this, it can be a little bit more, I don't know, advanced than this. I would recommend doing something simple like this for your first print, just to make sure that things work. Now, something that's very important is that with the splicer program that we're going to be using, it's called Kira, I'll open that later on, it measures in millimeters, and for some strange reason, Inventor is not able to correctly translate those measurements into Kira. So sometimes the files come out really small, and sometimes the files just are huge. So I'll show you in a little bit how that works. But we should really do right here, before you do anything, before you turn your, this right now I believe is an STL file, or no, it's an Inventor file. And we will, before you convert it to an STL file, this is going to help you guys out a lot. Measure the X, Y, and Z coordinates. So go to, once you're done, you're out of sketch mode. And if you don't know how to use Inventor, I'm going to leave a link in the description to a really good Inventor tutorial YouTube page. So anyway, go to Annotate, and then go to Dimension, and click on these lines. So we got our first dimension, I believe that's going to be the X. Then you get the Y, or no, my bad, that was like a Z or something. It's kind of weird to get these measurements out in a cube. Anyway, once you got your main measurements, let's look on top view. Just note what system you're measuring this with, inches or centimeters. In my case, it's inches. So anyway, then you're going to go on File, and then you're going to go to Export, and then Export to CAD format. This should pop up. I never even saved my file. Let's call this example. Oops. And good as a drawing. That's fine. We're gonna wait until this finishes up. Okay. Save your file first. Then we're gonna do the export, CAD format again, and then we are going to change from drawing. Find a folder that you want to put it on. In this case, I'm just going to actually put it on my desktop, so I'm going to delete this file later on. You're going to change it to STL file. Then you're going to go to options, and you are going to change your units to inches. It should be on like something else, centimeters or something. Change it to inches. And that's the only file you should change. Now this might help. In my case, it did not do anything for the translation when we export it to Cura, but it might work for you, so who knows. Anyway, what I mean by that is that it might actually tell Cura on your computer. It might just be my computer, but it might tell Cura correctly what the measurements are in millimeters. Anyway, then you want to just hit save, and now we're going to move on to Cura. Sorry, I have a previous project in here. We have Cura version 15.04.5. Now, I'm going to leave another link on the description, but this version is very important because it still has it's still compatible with the Anet A8, which is the Prussia i3. Anyway, if you still don't know how to set up Cura for the Anet A8, I'm going to leave another video in the description, and it's going to show you how to set up all this. Just keep in mind that you're going to have to go into, you're going to have to download version 15.04.5 because the new versions of Cura I do not believe are compatible with Anet A8 as we speak, or at least this is very different. Anyway, now you want to go to File, and you want to click on Load Model File, and then we're gonna. Oh, desktop is already open. Weird. Oh, no wonder. I'm in another file. So we got desktop set up, and we are gonna go on to. Yes, it should be part 1, I believe. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. It's just really messed up. This is a giant cube. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, what's important to do is this. What's very important is to go on a converter. So, why I made you take out the dimensions is that now you could just easily inches 2 millimeters. Pull up inches to millimeter calculator and go back to Inventor and look at all your dimensions. In this case it's a cube, so it's going to be easier. 0.5 inches. So we're going to put that into the converter. It's 12.7 millimeters. So we go back to Cura. Right now you can't see anything, and this might trick people up. But if you go to scale, make sure you hit unlock. And we're going to change this to 12.7. 12.7. 12.7. Now we got our little cube. Now it works. Anyway, I'm really not going to explain all these settings. This is for you guys to really figure out if you want. It all depends on the print job. In this case, you don't really need support. No, I'm really going to turn off brim. You can read up on what these things are. But yeah, I mean, now anyway, let's look at temperature. This is very important because the first time I printed off this, I had different temperature settings than the temperature that was preheated. So when I hit print, it stayed at 0% for like a good 30 minutes until I realized that it wasn't at the right temperature, so it wasn't going to start. When you're making your G code on here, when you're exporting this, when you're converting this STL to G code, it's gonna move those temperature, the information on temperature onto your Anet. So if you put in here 195 for your extruder temperature, when you preheated your Anet A8, it's still gonna be at 190, so it won't work. How to fix this though is if you put 195 on your hotbed, or if you change any of your temperatures to printing, then what you want to do is go over here and you want to click on the middle button and you want to head down to extruder, and you want to click on temperature for the extruder. Should click on it and move it up to 195. And you want to click off of it and go home. Now this will be compatible and it will actually print. So now the fun part, the actual printing part. You want to grab your USB, make sure your SD is in there. You want to just plug it in. Now, Lenovo, for some reason, has this really stupid program that opens up every time you plug in a USB. It's kind of annoying. Power DVD 12, so you just gotta wait for it and close off of it. Okay, now what you want to do is hit File, and you want to hit Save G-Code. There it is. You want to click on that USB that you just plugged in. And this is going to be part 1. Hit Save G-Code. Now, there have been times when my G-code has been corrupted when I just take out the USB without ejecting it safely. So, always eject this safely. If it does glitch out and your printer looking just completely different than what you did, just go on this program again and delete that file and I guess put the G-code back into the USB. So just do this again if it isn't working. So anyway, it's safe to remove. Got it. And we're gonna take our little USB. And now that our thing is preheated, this is why I always like to preheat, you don't have to wait. Click it on back here. Pop that in. Then go over here. Go down to SD card and you should mount it. It's been mounted. We're gonna go click up on print file. Go all the way down. And we're gonna hit part 1. And it should print right away. That's how you do it. So anyway guys, I hope this video helped. Please, if you have any questions, anything, please put it in the comments below, and I will, if I wasn't clear enough on anything, and I will specify all my files, or all your questions. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later.